you're looking for a hydration product, what are the things that you're looking for?
If I'm ever looking for a hydration product, the number one thing I'm looking for is that it tastes good. Like, water has no taste at all. Water's what, like, nature turns to rehydrate, and that's a little bit boring. And then you come down, are you gonna go with sugar? Are you gonna go with sugar-free? And all of this is just conversations point. Does this taste better than the other product? That's it. Jocko Hydrate is delicious. It's got electrolytes. That's between you guys. I don't know what electrolyte is. Frankly, I don't even need one. You could give me more electrolytes than the opponent, I'll beat the opponent. You could give me less than the opponent, I'll still beat the opponent. I can't even spell electrolyte. This has them, whatever that is. And it tastes good, which is really what matters. Alex Pereira. What the hell you guys want to do about this? What do you want to do about this guy? Do we go find more of him? Have we suddenly tapped into... I had some wrestlers over the years that got recruited. Coaches that see him somewhere and go recruit him. Bobby Janice. Rest his soul. Said to be the greatest wrestler in the history of the state of Oregon. At least at the time when he came through the state of Oregon. Yeah, right, like anything, records are made to be broken. But I share that with you because Bobby was a baseball player when Coach Pittman found him. Bobby struck out, but he had a look in his eye when he struck out where Coach Pittman knew this guy does not like to lose, and he went and recruited him into wrestling. And is that our lesson here with Pereira? We need to go to kickboxing. This is where it's at. I mean, it was always wrestling. It was always Division I wrestling. It was always grappling, and it was always somebody that got a medal at Abu Dhabi. I mean, they were guaranteed locks to come over. And every time that we went to striking, like, let's just go all the way back to Maurice Smith. All right, we just found out if you get a real kickboxer, and you got to use the word real, because, and the way we're going to define that is somebody that's actually competed in kickboxing. Most people you know that say they do kickboxing have never competed in it, and I'm not teasing them. By the way, like, it's hard enough to find a gym that does kickboxing, and then if you do it, I mean, it takes damn near an act of Congress to find an actual match that you could compete in. Think of you guys. You guys are sports fans. When the last time you've ever been to a kickboxing match live? When was the last time you ever had an opportunity and you passed it up? Right? And you're going, well, the same answer is never. I've never been to one, but I've never turned one down. They've never done that in my hometown. They've never done that somewhere I've heard of, and I could drive to it. So I'm just sharing with you, when we found Maurice Smith, all of a sudden we go, okay, this is what we need. We need real kickboxers. And then a number of them came, and it just didn't work. They just weren't Maurice. And we couldn't quite understand why. What is going on and what the difference is. And it was a meaningful amount of time, guys. Clarissa Shields went and she got recruited, and she's having her career. Ray Seffel found that he likes organizing and being a leader within the sport and a trainer. Israel Adesanya comes in, and we see a great athlete. We see somebody with holes. And he was able to fix those holes in the gym. He was able to work hard and be smart to stay just enough ahead that even though we could identify the holes, we couldn't catch up to him. And we go right into grabbing Alex Pereira. Guys, I just gave you the history of kickboxing and mixed martial arts. I just gave you the whole history. And yes, there's John Wayne Parr, and yes, there's Joe Schilling. I know that guys got left out. But is that our lesson now? Kickboxing did not work for a while, but now it does. And here's our guys. And that's what we're getting from Alex Pereira. I don't think so. Do you? No, probably not. What's so special about him? Why him? So special about Izzy? Why Izzy? I mean, Izzy came into this business, and if he's done, if he's done being on top, he's the best middleweight we've ever seen. Right? I mean, he's a guy, and you might give that to Anderson Silva. You might not. They fought head to head. I mean, it's one of those things. You might do it out of respect, even if you don't really mean it in your heart. And I'm only sharing with you how. How did he get that good that fast? And then you bring in Pereira. Alex Pereira is one win away from not only being the GOAT of all time, Alex Pereira is one win away from ending the discussion. If Alex was to move up to head, and he's got an amateur record, by the way. I mean, he is an amateur per his record. I believe he's now had 10 fights. I believe he's in the double digits. But just even, like his last fight, now he's got a 1 and a 0. Isn't that right? His next fight will be his 11th fight. Now, aren't I right about that? Because if I'm not, then he's at 9 fights and his next will be his 10th. He is 1 win away from there no longer being a debate on GOAT. You don't even get to have a conversation anymore. If he were to go up and get the belt at heavyweight, and he challenged Tom Aspinall, it would not matter if it was an interim championship, by the way. Not if you had three different weight classes. We as a community would be done having a discussion on GOAT. We would just refer, every time we brought up GOAT, we would just say Alex Pereira. And he hasn't even got double digits yet. What? He's never had a wrestling match. What? He never made it to Abu Dhabi. In fact, let's back off that. He never went to an Abu Dhabi trials. In fact, let's back off that. He never had a competitive grappling match. And he's 1 win away from being the GOAT, but not only being the GOAT, of ending our ability to even discuss. I mean, are you hearing what I'm saying? And now, when we're in trouble, who do we turn to? Him. So now you got a guy that's got this remarkable career. You've got a guy that's done things that defy everything. You're just left with your jaw dropped. Say, what is happening here? And he's a leader in the locker room. What? What? How did this happen? How did you guys let this happen? When we were in trouble at UFC 300, there was one champion that offered. Only one champion came out publicly and tried to get that main event spot, and it was him. And now as soon as we're in trouble at 303, who do they turn to? The same guy. The new guy. The unexpected guy. And I believe that we've got all the right players on this card now. I'm just not convinced of the order. I feel as though Lionheart, Pereira was the fight to make. And that isn't me attempting to slide Prochazka. I'm not even dismissing that Prochazka can win. He is awesome, without question. But I'm bringing you this point because it's not done yet. And where it rains, it pours. And you might have a real samurai that will make that walk. You might. And you might have somebody who decides they're not feeling quite as good as they were. I'm not saying that about Prochazka. I'm just letting you know this card isn't done yet. While we're in this situation, there are still many of things that are very possible and maybe even realistic. Where by the time 303's the door opens and they start walking, you definitely could be seeing Pereira versus Lionheart.